Hi everyone, it's Kaylee from Closely Watched Films, and today I'm here to do a review of Robert Altman's 1972 horror film Images. So I'll give you a brief synopsis. Our protagonist Catherine is schizophrenic and she experiences a gradually escalating range of hallucinations which eventually culminates in the potential for danger. At the beginning we see Catherine receive a number of distressing phone calls from someone who claims that her husband is having an affair. When her husband returns home she confronts him about this, which is where these hallucinations begin. The start of these hallucinations prompts the couple to take a relaxing holiday to Catherine's favourite countryside destination. However, as you can imagine, given that it is a horror film, there's not so much relaxing going on. And these hallucinations increase in severity to the point where there is potential for danger to life. And sexuality plays a prominent role in this film as well, as Catherine hallucinates two of her ex-lovers, whom the implication is that she cheated on her husband with these two men. So in terms of setting, the film is shot in County Wicklow in Ireland, and there are some really beautiful scenes within the film. The house is next to a lake and there are scenes of sprawling hills, trees, there are animals, dogs and cute little ponies, and it's really, really lovely. And there's that juxtaposition between what the audience recognise as a setting that ought to be relaxing and the actual chaotic scenes that are ensuing within the household. And also, being set within autumn, there is a real enveloping atmosphere with the fog and the rain that create tension and make the audience feel as though there's something extra going on, something untoward. And it's a really clever use of weather and outside space. The inclusion of the Cavalier King Charles Spaniels, my favourite type of dog, could mean anything from the Black Dog of Depression to Catherine's real craving for intimacy and companionship. There is one particular scene where she is begging Hugh, her husband, to make love to her, and he just sort of brushes her off, and that's when we see that Catherine just wants to be loved. This is particularly when the hallucinations become stronger and more rooted in sexuality. So the use of composition match cuts reflects the horror and mundanity in Catherine's descent into madness. And a striking example of this is when Catherine shoots one of her ex-lovers with a shotgun after he prompts her to prove that he's dead. And upon the entrance of people from outside, Catherine realises she has actually shot her husband's camera that he uses for nature photography. That's a really interesting way of using editing within the film to express the emotions of the characters and the tensions that Altman was trying to build. The score was always going to be striking with John Williams' name attached to it, and this film did not disappoint whatsoever on that front. The score is eerie and unsettling, jarring, especially when matched alongside Catherine's piercing screams. The audience is never left alone with their own thoughts, which mirrors Catherine's ordeal quite cleverly, really. The inclusion of Catherine's doppelganger highlights that she is the biggest danger to herself. You can see in the quite haunting image of Catherine witnessing herself in the valley, in the house, that she is both her guardian and her downfall. It is a really interesting concept, almost Dr. Faustian in nature, really, really interesting. And that image of Catherine standing at the top of the hill is one that is likely to stay with me for a long time to come. One unique aspect of the film, which I thought was really interesting, is the fact that Susanna York, who plays Catherine, is a children's writer and wrote the story In Search of Unicorns, which is used as a narration platform. So the story is told by Susanna over the scenes in the film. And I think that just added a really personal touch to the film, and raised it one step above to what it could have been without that. I thought that was really excellent, a really good directing choice. And I did read that Susanna said that they all had an input when it came to directing, that it wasn't sort of a dictatorship situation. If other people had good ideas, they all pitched in and helped each other out, and I think that's how filming something should be, because each person is going to bring new ideas to the table. So in terms of comparisons, for me this had similar vibes to other 70s horror films such as Rogues, Don't Look Now and Hitchcock's Frenzy. So if you liked this film, go ahead and watch those films, and vice versa. If you like those, try this out. I'm not saying that they're exactly the same, but they give me that same 70s horror vibe that is really sort of unique to that era. The inclusion of the camera as a catalyst for Catherine's hallucinations reminded me of Antonioni's Blow Up. Now I know these films are not the same in terms of other aspects of the film, but that really was in the back of my mind when I was watching this film. So give that one a try as well if you haven't. In conclusion, this is an almost criminally underrated film. I've heard of Three Women, MASH, Nashville, The Long Goodbye, all of those other Altman films, but I had never heard of this before, and really I only found it by scrolling through the BFI Player subscription list and just picking a random film off the list. That's how I discovered it. So I really think that more people should try and watch this and see if they enjoy it, because to me it was a really fantastic film and I really think it deserves more praise. And I myself will be going on to watch more of Altman's filmography in the future. If you enjoyed this video, I also have a booktube channel called Paperback in My Backpack. I will link that down below. So let me know if you have any film recommendations down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye!